starting to like not feel the greatest.
Literally the color gets so beautiful. Laundry is literally my least favorite chore.
Huge part of a reset for me is like a mental reset.
Hello guys and welcome to this week's video. Our apartment is honestly a mess. I've wanted to film a reset for YouTube for quite a long time. I usually just film them short form on TikTok, but I thought it'd be fun to do like a full mid-year reset today. We had family in town this past weekend. Today's Monday. I dropped them off at the airport this morning at literally 3 a.m. And then I came back, went back to sleep, woke back up, took Jake to work, and then went to the grocery store, restocked all of our food and everything. But the apartment is just a little bit of a mess, so I want to do a full reset together because I think that would be so fun. I feel like the first form of doing like a reset is restocking my fridge, so I'm glad that I got that out of the way. It is always like daunting to go to the store sometimes, especially if you like don't know what you want to cook or anything like that. Luckily for me and my family, we are kind of creatures of habit when it comes to food. I guess more so me than Jake, just because I do more of the cooking. I love to cook, but I usually just grab the same type of stuff at the grocery store. So that is out of the way, and I'm so glad that that's out of the way. I got it done pretty early this morning. Something else I want to do is maybe reorganize my bookshelf or get a new bookshelf ordered even, simply because my bookshelf is so small. I'll show you. It's literally so small over there. Also, you can just see how it's just dirty in here. Sorry. But the only thing we don't have to do is clean my sheets and my duvet cover because I did that, like 2 or 3 days ago. So we're really just going to clean up around here. I really want to like deep clean the bathroom. I know that's kind of gross, but it's just real. And then I also want to like really clean the kitchen because I will be doing a lot of meal prep either today or tomorrow. I also think that'd be fun to include in like a full mid-year reset is like meal prepping, what I meal prep for the week. So I'll probably end up filming that for this video too. But also something that goes into like a reset for me is just kind of like planning out my week, especially with it being August already. I feel like I'm not behind, but I really want to have like a set calendar for especially what I'm posting on YouTube, so we can sit down, kind of plan that out a little bit too, and kind of just get our grip, I guess, on what my content will be, and hopefully give y'all some insight on what you might be seeing. Anyways, I feel like we should just get right into it because there's no other way to start. While I'm doing my reset, I will be listening to Queen of Shadows. I'm on chapter 41, page 339. So I don't know. Let me give you my thoughts after I listen for a little bit because I don't know how I'm feeling. It's kind of at a more intense part right now that I'm reading. But let's start and just get a little bit around here picked up, and then we can catch back up after I do that. Plugged in, they have to charge. They have like the little buttons that you like press to turn on, but they were fully dead. So I'm leaving them plugged in on the counter and then get the dishes done. Hopefully they'll be done charging by the time we're done doing our little cleaning reset. I made this cake for my mother-in-law's birthday. I think it should be good for a couple more days, so I'm not gonna get rid of it yet.
was bodyguard got it and allowed that to go unpunished. Not when we needed the new crime lord to continue working with us. Capture that demon, so that we could attend its salvation. So you and I could take on the king, learn what's being raised onto the fingers of your followers. The issue is too big. It had been the giant's hands that she must hit. The giant's eyes that she must see, so we had from the every single trust. Yeah. That's exactly.
I usually try to do laundry around twice a week. Sometimes it's 3 times a week, just depending on outfit changes, honestly, how many dirty clothes we have. But I like to do my sheets usually on like a Saturday or Sunday, and then midweek. Today is Monday, but we went through a lot of clothes with having family in town and kind of traveling a little bit this weekend. But I usually like to do clothing laundry kind of in the middle of the week so I can space it out. Laundry is literally my least favorite chore to do. Like putting it away. I will start it and switch it. Putting it away is my least favorite thing to do, but it's gotta get done. Taking a little break from cleaning for a second because I don't know, I'm starting to like not feel the greatest. 2 days ago, I went to bed not feeling great. Like my allergies and sinuses have been so messed up, and I don't know why. I've never had summer allergies like in my life, and the past, honestly, 2 weeks, it's kind of been on and off, but the past 2 days, yesterday was worse than it is today, but I'm starting to like feel like I'm coming down with something again. My lymph nodes are kind of hurting, my throat is dry. I'm getting like weird hot flashes, I don't know. But I need like a little midday pick-me-up. So I feel like a good thing or something exciting that people look forward to every week when they do like a little reset is making the things that you enjoy. And one of those things for me is blueberry syrup for my coffee. And I've shared the recipe on TikTok and Shorts, but I wanted to film it for YouTube because it's very, very simple and it's delicious to put in an iced latte. But we're gonna make that real quick, make ourselves a little coffee, and then get back to it. You can kind of tell in my eyes that I'm not feeling the greatest, but we're gonna take it slower than I have been for the past little bit, just because, again, I'm not feeling the greatest. So let's make some blueberry syrup. There is really no great angle to film in my kitchen. I apologize, but I'm just using a little saucepan. It doesn't really matter what pan you use, but I like to use frozen blueberries for my recipe. You can use fresh blueberries. I have found though that using the frozen ones helps the flavor be a little bit more potent with the blueberry flavor, and something that's kind of hard to capture in a syrup is keeping the fruit flavor. So I always like to do more blueberries than water or sugar, just to try and keep the flavor. I don't know what I'll do today, but usually I do half a cup of blueberries, or sorry, 1 cup of blueberries, 1 cup of sugar, sometimes a little less, again, depending on how much flavor you want to keep, and then 1 cup of water. It's kind of just an even ratio, but I want it thicker, so I'm gonna do maybe a little bit more sugar today, just because I've been liking my coffees a little bit sweeter recently. For some reason, I don't know, I usually don't like super sweet coffees, but recently I've been doing like extra honey, and now I want to do like extra sugar in this. So we're gonna do a little bit of extra sugar and maybe a little bit less water to try and keep that blueberry flavor. I do 1 cup, but I don't want to waste it. Jake doesn't drink the blueberry syrup, but it'll last in your fridge up to, I think, 1 month, maybe a little bit less than a month. So I'm just gonna do half a cup of the blueberries and kind of see how long it takes me to get through that, and then kind of adjust it the next time that I make it. We're gonna do half a cup of blueberries. You know, maybe on second thought I'll do a whole cup because that does not look like a lot. We're gonna do a whole cup of blueberries. Ignore everything else that I said. Also 1 cup of sugar, and then go ahead and turn it on medium heat. I like to heat it up just a tiny bit before I add the water. And I'm gonna start with half a cup of water, I think, or maybe 3/4 of a cup of water. And then we can kind of see how thick it gets at that point. I'm gonna go ahead and add the water. and you're just gonna let it simmer until it all starts to bubble a little bit. I just have it set on medium heat and it should start coming to a boil pretty quickly. And then once it comes to a boil, I kind of just let it go for maybe 3-ish minutes, kind of until it gets to the thickening point that I want it to. And then I'll just take it off the heat and strain it into a bowl. But I want to show you what it looks like when it's boiling because the color gets so pretty. Okay, this is what it should be looking like. Literally the color gets so beautiful. But the reason to keep it boiling for maybe 3 or 4-ish minutes is because that's what thickens the syrup. So you want to leave it like this without stirring it for about that long. Bowl and a strainer. Make sure that when you strain it that your bowl is big enough to hold all of your syrup, because I've made the mistake before of putting it in a bowl too small and then having to strain it into like 3 different things because it wasn't big enough. Save yourself the hassle, get yourself a big enough bowl. It'll just make your life easier. Okay, I have you down here just so you can see me strain it into the bowl. But all you do is pour it just like this into the strainer. And I like to make sure to get all of the syrup off the bottom just because it'll make your pan really, really sticky and hard to clean if you don't. And then we are simply just gonna mash this as much as we can. Again, you wanna get all of the juice and the flavor that you can out of all of these blueberries. So I mashed this like quite a few times. Gosh, I'm so excited to put this in a coffee today. Drained all of the blueberry. I don't wanna tip it because if I spill this, it will stain everything that I own. But I'm just gonna put this in the fridge really quick so it can cool down, and then we will put it in a mason jar. Also, if you have a metal bowl, don't touch the bottom, it's very, very hot. I'm just gonna let that sit in the freezer for a minute and then we'll be back and make a fun little coffee. Okay, I have my blueberry syrup in my jar. I'm watching my girl Destiny over there. If you don't follow her on YouTube, she's one of my favorite lifestyle bookish creators on YouTube and on TikTok, mostly on YouTube though. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull my shot. We're gonna make a fun little coffee together. I keep trying to find new angles in the kitchen and it's just not working. I literally don't know. I'm like, should I put you on top of my sink? It won't stay. Honestly, this kind of works. You're sitting on my towel holder. Let me turn the TV down. I feel like I do that in every video. When I make coffees on YouTube, do y'all like to see the Breville? Because I feel like I don't ever film me using, hello? I don't feel like I ever film me, oh my gosh, literally what is going on? What was I saying? Oh, I don't feel like I ever film me like using the Breville. I feel like it's only you seeing me rather than you seeing the coffee making going on. That thing almost like killed me. What the heck? The beans that Jake and I like to use the best are these Proud Mary Ghostwriter beans. They're based out of Australia, but there is a coffee shop here in Boston named Greystone, and they sell their beans, which is really nice. And when we lived in Austin, there's actually a Proud Mary like location, and that was where we would go and get our coffees like almost every day because they were so freaking good. And their beans are so good. They're so consistent with the Breville especially. So if you're looking for a good coffee or espresso bean, the Ghostwriter is our favorite one that we found. And the setting on our Breville is, it kind of fluctuates with each bag, but you kind of get that with any bag of beans. But we have the grind size set on 22 and the amount at 11.5. Sometimes the amount goes up to like 13-ish seconds, but kind of depends on the bag of beans. Each bag of beans that you get from whatever brand is different. So, pull my shot. Please be a good shot. It's a good shot. It looks really pretty. We always have to do extra ice in our cup, of course. Still need to get an ice scoop. Still don't have one. Just gonna pour a little bit of the blueberry syrup in here. You know what I really need to make is more homemade whipped cream because it goes so perfectly on top of this. I wish so badly that I could get back into drinking whole milk. I simply just don't like the taste of it at all, like literally at all. So we're using oat milk today. And now for the best part. Beautiful. It's gorgeous. Now I have to take a picture for Instagram, of course, or I never had a coffee. I'm ready to film my morning coffee for TikTok because it's always so much prettier when I have the blueberry syrup. But let's taste it. It's so good. Honestly, I should have strained it a second time. I usually do. I don't know why I didn't. It's kind of chunky. I don't hate it, but like it's a little bit different. I might strain it again once it's cooled down. I might add a little bit more actually. Like I said, I've been wanting them sweeter and I don't know why. Oh my gosh. Throwing ice cubes everywhere. Added a few more ice cubes also. I hate the color that it turns. It looks like poopy brown. I don't know. I'm gonna enjoy this coffee and take a little rest because once again, not feeling the greatest. Hi guys, it's a little bit later. I have been sitting here. I actually filmed a brand deal in the bathroom for a neti pot, which is pretty cool, but I need to edit that and get that sent in. I was planning on doing like meal prep today. I just don't feel that good. And I feel like this is just so realistic as to what is my day. Honestly, a good reset always includes like meal prepping for me, but sadly I don't think that's gonna be in this video. Comment below though if you wanna see like a whole video of what I meal prep for the week, because I normally just film short form like what I eat in a day with like a voiceover, or what I meal prep, not what I eat in a day. But if I do like a whole YouTube video dedicated to it, I can actually talk more about what I'm making, the recipes, and kind of like the nutritional value behind it, because I am in school for that. If you're new here, I am in school for nutrition and dietetics, so I do take that stuff pretty seriously. But again, I'm just not feeling the greatest today, so I don't think I'm gonna be doing that. But another good part of a reset, especially if it's like mid-year reset, like it's kind of a weird time of year. I heard one of my other favorite YouTubers talk about this, but it's kind of a weird time of year where it's like still summer, but you're wanting to be cozy, you want it to be fall and everything like that. So I feel like just a good part of a reset is kind of just switching my mindset a little bit to be slower paced in a way. Hold on, I need a drink. And for me, this includes listening to my body, and right now my body needs to rest for a minute. Again, I did wake up pretty early to take my in-laws to the airport. I went back to sleep, but it kind of just disrupted my sleep pattern a bit. So I think I'm gonna sit down and just read for a little bit. Another part of a reset, I guess, is just getting back in touch with like your hobbies. I feel like it's always good to like ground yourself in what you enjoy doing and kind of be off your phone a little bit. So I'm gonna continue reading Queen of Shadows. Let's see what chapter I got to when I was cleaning. I got to chapter 44, and I think we were on chapter 41, but I am 5 minutes into, or 10 minutes into chapter 44. I have 5 hours and 17 minutes left of my audiobook, and if you've watched my other videos, we can talk about Throne of Glass for a minute, but if you've watched some of my other videos, you know I haven't been fully loving Throne of Glass. Also, it's freezing in here. I'm telling you, I think I'm getting a fever because my body, you know the feeling of like when you're starting to get sick and your body is just like not feeling good? Lily just threw up. Literally, what's going on? Lily, are you okay? Or I guess she didn't throw up. Are you okay? She's just coughing. Anyways, think I'm getting a fever. Throne of Glass though. I'm on Queen of Shadows, as we know. And I honestly don't even have much to say. It's hard to talk about a fantasy series without giving too much away, especially when I'm on the 5th book already. I think it's the 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5th. But I will say this one has probably been my favorite one that I've read, maybe besides Assassin's Blade. And I know that that's like a hot take because it's 5 novellas in one book, but a lot of people said that one was boring. I actually read that one first and I loved it. I loved the Assassin's Blade novellas, but Queen of Shadows is a lot more fast-paced, and when I was reading Crown of Midnight, it took me like 4 months to read it because I just did not care, and it was so slow-paced. Throne of Glass has a lot more world building than ACOTAR did, and I think with ACOTAR it was so much easier for me to like picture the scenery and setting and characters and all of that. But I think it's just because it was so much more fast-paced that I had to like actually think about what everything looked like. And with Throne of Glass, the world building has been so much slower. But I think that with Throne of Glass, that's probably a positive thing because of what maybe it's building up to. Again, I haven't finished the series yet, so I'm not sure. But I am liking Queen of Shadows, and is that what it's called? Yeah, I am liking Queen of Shadows. It's the most fast-paced one I've read in the series so far. I will say, spoiler alert, don't listen to this part if you haven't read Throne of Glass. I have no connection, like, emotionally to Sam, and I don't understand why Sam's character is made into such a big deal on book talk or booktube. I literally don't get it. Like, I know it's kind of like a devastating loss for her and whatever, but I literally just don't get it. I don't understand why people feel so connected to Sam. Anyways, I'm gonna sit here and read for a bit, and then we will go pick up Jake for... Anyways, I'm gonna sit here and read for a bit, and then we're gonna go pick up Jake from work. And again, I was gonna cook dinner, but I'm just not feeling it, so I kind of want Chipotle for dinner. Shocker. I be eating Chipotle all the time, and you know what's funny? I didn't like it until April of this year. Isn't that crazy? Anyways, let's get to reading. What's a good reset video without a bowl of Chipotle? Don't ask me because I wouldn't know. I just picked Jake up from work. I'm still not feeling the greatest, but I'm gonna eat dinner, watch some YouTube, and then I'm probably gonna go take a long everything shower, because what good is a reset video without an everything shower and resetting your body? That's what I feel like I need. And then also, we're gonna reset our mind with a fun space movie tonight, because space movies are some of my favorite genre of movie to watch. Like, I consider space movies to be its own genre, like Interstellar, Project Hail Mary. We're gonna watch The Martian tonight. I've never seen it. I'm so excited, but I'm gonna eat some dinner and hopefully start feeling a little bit better after I put some food in my body. Guys, you know how sometimes you just take a shower and it just like hits very, very different? That is what just happened to me. I feel amazing. I mean, I still feel sick, but like, shower felt amazing. Thought we could do a little chit chat while I do my skincare, and then I'm gonna go watch the movie. But I don't know about y'all, but anytime I do some sort of like big clean out or a reset like today's video is, I always feel like a big part of it is like a mental thing. And for me today, cleaning was a huge part, just again because we had family in town. I just wanted to get everything kind of cleaned and put back in order, back in its place. And then another big part is an everything shower. Like, I don't think, actually people probably do understand like the significance that an everything shower has on you and your body, and the relaxation that it brings after or while doing a reset, while the house is getting cleaned, or the house is clean, the sheets are clean, the pajamas are fresh out of the dryer. Like, guys, my pajamas are literally warm out of the dryer. Jake gave them to me out of the dryer. Like, amazing. And again, huge part of a reset for me is like a mental reset, and I feel like, again, just doing an everything shower and reading and everything like that helps tremendously. Something else that I enjoy doing a lot more recently is watching movies. I feel like in every video I've posted recently, we've been like watching some form of a movie, and I think a lot of them have been like Marvel, leading up to the new Spider-Man that came out last week. But finding time to enjoy the things that you're doing is a huge like mental reset for me. It is anyway, and I would encourage you, if you're not doing that, to try and do that, because reading is such a form of escape, but it's also just so like therapeutic in a way where, I don't know, you can find yourself in so many different characters and so many different aspects of books, and you learn about yourself while you're reading about others. I think it's so cool. But also just like staying on top of like your mental health and like listening to your body. I think like today I had a whole plan, like a different plan for what this video was going to be, having it be a reset, and I had like so many things planned that I wanted to do, but I ended up like sitting down. You saw me like sit down and take a break when I was reading, because I just started to not feel good. And I feel like that's just so important, especially if you're trying to, you know, keep yourself healthy and listen to your body. I feel like that's a really, really big deal nowadays, especially for me, someone who's so like type A. I like to push myself and push myself and push myself until
I literally have some form of a breaking point, and then that's when I kind of crawl into a hole. So I'm trying to do better at just like listening to my body and what I need in the time that I need it, rather than like trying to accomplish something before I get to take a break, if that makes sense. But I think that is going to be it for today's video. I'm sorry it's kind of cut short a little bit. Again, like I said, I had different things planned, but I think I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I'm so glad that I still got to do the things that I did, like clean my apartment and everything like that. And honestly, I just needed a break with the reading. It honestly like kind of refueled me a little bit. And yeah, I don't know, like I said, mental reset is just as important as like a physical reset with your space, and I feel very good about where we're at the end of the day today. So I'm gonna try and get some good rest tonight because I think I'm running a fever. But thank you for watching today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, all of the things, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.